Party of Three is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Three adventurers are tossed into a wondrous world of Dungeons and Dragons. This is Party of Three. You're standing outside of a tavern. You can hear the music through the door. There's cobblestone beneath you and the sun setting.
I wonder where they went to. I lost them right as we came in. Suppose problems enough, but it's probably where they end up.
Hey, we keep going. We'll find them eventually. I'm sure of it.
Maybe.
Should we ask the locals?
They'd know.
Someone opens the door. Hello.
Have you seen two troublesome-looking mites around? Male, female.
Troublesome? I don't know what you're talking... Who are you?
Guess introductions are in order. Harig, monk of sorts. I have to track two people. That's all you really need to know.
Track two people. Who are the lady over here? Who's this?
I'm Lilleth.
Lilleth.
Very nice to meet you.
Right, okay. And you?
My name's Theran. Pleasure.
Theran? Alright, well, listen to you guys. You can either quit yapping here and move somewhere else, or you can come inside and have a drink.
A drink, you say? Well, I wouldn't be opposed to that solution.
It's cheap.
Great. Alright, well, come on in. My name's Kittlesworth. Well, my name's Jason, but everyone calls me Kittlesworth.
Do I really want to know why?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
It was unfortunate naming.
Hey! We've got customers! As Kittlesworth opens the door, you see people everywhere. Everyone's having a lot of fun. There's tables set up, there's beer, everyone's clashing drinks, and there's soft lighting emitting from everywhere.
I find a unassuming table off in the back corner somewhere where we won't be disturbed.
Wait up, Gramps.
Really? You're gonna stick with that one?
It's the only thing I've ever called you.
Yeah.
You
Very
find a
true.
nice table down by a fireplace. And very shortly, a man comes up to you and he says, "Hey, how can I help you guys? Welcome to the tavern." I know, it's not a very original name. It's just the tavern. Everyone mocks us.
Well, if it's what you've always been known as, you can't really change it now. A drink. Something stiff.
Something stiff. I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. What? Stiff?
Something cheap, please.
Cheap? All right, we've got plenty of cheap stuff.
I'll take an ale.
Ale? All right. And you?
Very cheap. The cheapest.
The cheapest?
Two of the
Bottom
cheapest
shelf?
drinks. Bottom
Okay.
shelf. In the basement, if that is any easier.
All right, perfect. I'll be right back with that order. The man walks away, and he grabs some drinks, and you three just sit and look at each other in silence.
Silence is a blessed commodity. One I don't get much of.
Well, shortly he comes back over with your drinks, and he sets them all down, and he says, "So, where are you guys from? You don't seem like you're from around here."
Well, we tend to travel a lot.
Everywhere.
We've been all over the place.
You're travelers, huh?
Yep.
Well, where are you from?
I believe the eastern country.
You believe the...
It's been a long time.
Okay, fair enough. Well, where are you from, then?
A village. A small village.
A village, huh?
Everyone knew everybody.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about a small village down by the south. You look kind of like barbarians almost. Except for that one, as he points.
I appreciate not being mistaken as a common barbarian.
What's wrong with being a common barbarian?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the things I have to deal with every day of my waking life now.
That's fair.
You have to deal with us, but you also love us.
I vehemently disagree.
The man laughs, but he's still kind of curious as where you guys are. See, now there's been some events recently in the town and the reason why I'm asking you guys these questions is because I'm concerned. Some things have happened recently that has left us kind of on guard.
Well, don't worry. We mean you no trouble at all. We, I assume, are just passing through.
What kinds of things?
Oh boy.
What
Anything for
kinds
pay.
of things? Well, I'm sure that you're familiar with information trade. If you want to know, perhaps you could give me some of your coin.
I mean, we're all friends here. I'm sure that, a couple drinks,
I don't know you at all.
conversation.
I don't know who you are.
Some
You just
polite
walked into my tavern.
conversation.
All right, I'll handle it, you useless lumps. Opening my bag, I pull out 3 gold coins, easily enough for at least 4 rounds of drinks, and pass them across the table.
This'll do just fine. Right, so recently we've had a lot of trouble with some thieves around here. Through the entire city, actually. And they've been taking a lot of stuff from a lot of people. And I think they go by the faceless? Something like that. So, have you
Never
heard of them?
Yeah,
No?
sounds new to me.
Okay, well, you enjoy yourselves. Take care.
You too.
Thanks for the drinks.
And the info.
Now, you know we're not supposed to get involved with this, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
It could be fun.
We're absolutely getting involved in this, aren't we?
Yes. Yes, we
Absolutely.
are. Yes.
All right, well, to catch a thief, one has to be a thief.
Well,
Something neither of you have proven to be adept at.
Nope.
very true.
Yeah. Do you know anything about it?
A wee bit. Short of absolutely stealing everything that you can get your grubby hands on, just find a roof somewhere that you can poke out on. Preferably above a poncy-looking house of well-to-do individuals.
Gramps has some skills.
Yeah. Who knew?
If you ever bothered to ask, or listened when I tried to teach you things, you would.
I learned a lot from Gramps.
You learned nothing from me.
I learned how to get him to follow me.
You did no such thing.
I mean,
Then
it's
why are you
true.
here?
If I leave you, I am probably hunted down to die, and you two end up someplace far worse than with me as your company.
Fair.
I guess it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's still pretty bad.
It's still pretty bad.
For once you speak the truth.
A cloaked man who's sitting behind you on the table next to yours in your booth turns around and with a very quiet tone says, "You've gotten yourselves into some trouble, haven't you?"
A wee bit.
Who's asking?
I know all about the monastery, you see.
Oh, God.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know very well what I'm talking about. The monastery?
Yes,
northeast?
yes, whatever. Let's cut to the chase. Which party of interested peoples do you happen to represent in this transaction?
Well, I'm just a traveler with a lot of knowledge.
That sounds intriguing, yet suspicious. Definitely.
You can suspect me all you want, but I recommend that you three should move along from this place
And why's
rather
that?
soon.
Well, I'm not one to take advice from a shady hooded figure sitting down. I agree. Let's finish our drinks and move on before we get into trouble. More than we are already in.
We're not in trouble yet.
We're always in trouble. It just depends on how hard it's looking for us.
Take
Apparently
care,
it's
sacred
not that
ones.
hard.
Sacred ones.
The hooded man turns back around and just sits quietly.
That guy's crazy.
What was that supposed to mean?
He's probably from the group of thieves, knows about us because he's an information broker of sorts, and he's telling us to get out of their hair.
Yeah.
You have, for a couple of wanderers, you have an amazing lack of knowledge about the world.
Hey, we don't have to interact with people to survive. We just gotta survive.
Yet you are constantly interacting with people. The wrong types of people, I might add.
Just you, Gramps.
But see, they're always the people that have the most coin. You just got to.
Yeah, something about that. Alright. Finishing my drink. What is the next plan? Because I am bound to follow you with whatever shenanigans you get us into.
Well, we could either stay and try and do something about the thieves, or we could heed the cloaked figure's advice and go home. Well, go away.
Why don't we go home? I'd love to go home.
I don't know if the monastery is exactly pleased with
Don't feel we'll be
us
all
at
that
the
welcome
moment.
there.
We ended on relatively good terms.
I don't think a prison break is good terms.
That was how you got out. They unlocked my cell.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
I'm gonna down my drink. So, should we do anything about the thieves?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to actually put some good behind our name or our group for once in our lives.
I say we look around for more information.
Yeah, you won't find any more information. What you've gotten was what the people know. The only person who knows more is potentially the hooded figure who told us to get out. And I doubt he'll be more forthcoming.
Take a drink. Well then, what do you suggest?
Hide. Stick to the shadows. Don't bring attention to ourselves. And see what falls into our lap. In a manner of speaking.
This might sound really bad, but we could always loosen his lips with alcohol.
You could,
That
but
costs money.
you will be paying for his lips to loosen. I paid for the original information, and I don't plan on continuing this line of questioning.
The hooded man turns back around and says, "Drinking? Did someone say alcohol?" He seems very chipper now.
Well,
He sits himself down at your table. "Let's drink."
I sheepishly reach into my pocket and pull out 2 gold.
Hey,
Sure, drinks for everyone.
2 gold, huh? Wow, you guys must be rich.
We make a living.
A living, huh? A living out of what?
Whatever
moving
we can-
places, solving problems.
You see, originally I thought that you two, or well, I guess you 3, were really part of the Faceless.
Are we really that evil looking?
As you can tell, I clearly have a face.
Well, you're a bunch of new people who've just come around and no one knows who you are. And, you know, that seems kind of suspicious.
Well, not to lie, I assumed you were part of the same group as well. You
Oh.
are hiding there in the back with a cloak over your face.
No.
And warned us to get out of town.
in a menacing tone.
No, definitely not. I'd like for you guys to roll perception.
I got a 10.
11.
6.
Okay.
We ain't seeing shite.
Yeah, you don't see anything. Well, so, you guys are looking for information. No? That's what I heard.
Sure. Are you looking for another drink?
Oh, you better believe it.
I slide him mine.
Okay, he drinks the whole thing as he sits there. He's already had a couple drinks, but he's just down in it. He's just
What a man.
down in the thing.
Now this is a man I can get behind. I pull out my water skin and start drinking as well.
Here he goes.
Cheers.
Cheers, matey.
Oh, okay. So here's the deal with what were we talking about?
The faceless ones.
Oh, yeah, the faceless ones. They've been terrorizing the whole place, just taking everything and stealing and selling it at other towns.
That sounds
You name it, they're taking it.
They're not after anything in particular, like golds or jewels or even religious artifacts, just anything they can get their grubby little mitts on.
Well, you see, I think they're looking for redemption. You see, someone killed their leaders, a long time ago. It was, just a couple years, but then they never dispersed from the city. So they've just been trying to steal as much as they can to get back at the city.
Then it sounds like they should be easily caught if they're just not even making a hide of it.
Yeah, see, that's where the problem is. You see, they're the faceless ones for a reason.
They cut off their own face.
No, not quite. See, they can use magic.
Magic.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, now I'm more interested than I was.
And they're able to disguise their face with a kind of magic shroud. Have you ever seen really, hot ground?
Yes.
Then you look above it and it's all wavy and crazy.
I understand.
That's what it looks like on their face.
Sound like they're ugly people.
No, they're pretty beautiful. Just kind of wavy.
Maybe they're a thieves guild because they just want to be pretty.
Very true.
Well,
Somehow I don't think that is the case.
you can't steal beauty.
Well,
Money can fix a lot of problems.
that's yeah.
Whatever. Is there any place they haven't yet hit?
Well, see, down by the port has actually been pretty secure. That's where the king keeps all of his soldiers, and they keep them there so that the trades come in and they do all right. Here in the galley.
Well, thank you for the information. Any
No
more
problem.
questions for the nice man?
No.
As I continue to drink heavily from my water skin.
He stands up, clearly bored with the conversation, and with his cup raised, he swings around and roams through the tavern going, hey, who wants to drink?
We're
that
going
one
to the
home.
port.
Okay.
All right.
I get up.
Finally, some action.
Okay, you get up and you leave the tavern through the door, and you make your way down to the tavern, down the cobblestone pathway. It's a little bit down hills away, but as you pass houses and people, it's the sun's setting, it's getting very dark, and you eventually arrive at the port with waves a-crashing against the coast.
It's still dark.
It's getting dark.
Cool. I'm gonna look around. Are there people about?
Yeah, you see some people here and there. It looks like there's still a shipment that's yet to arrive and is going to come in about 30 minutes. So there's still some people there ready to receive the ship.
Cool.
Merchants and whatnot.
Anywhere a little bit away from prying eyes?
Yeah, there's a little alleyway, a little bit far off from the main center.
I'll pull out a lantern and just really quick prestidigitation it to light on fire. The wick on fire, and walk back out.
Okay, that works.
Well, I have the light.
Once we get into the alley, I look around. Is there a way to get up onto the roofs of these buildings? At least an easy way to get onto the roofs of the buildings.
You don't see any easy way to get on top. They're made of stone and wood, so they're reinforced housings, and they don't have any ladders or anything that go up there.
All right. I'm going to attempt to climb the walls up onto the house.
Okay. I would like you to make an acrobatics check.
Yep. I got a 5.
Okay, well, you jump up onto one of the walls and you try to do like, a ninja hop where you go from one wall to the other, to the other, to the other, all the way up. But on your first one, you lose your footing and you fall face first. But you don't take any damage.
Oh man, Gramps, I thought you were a ninja or something. What was that?
Little too much to drink, apparently.
I'm gonna try climbing the wall right after him. I got 12.
Okay, you manage to jump up one on the wall once, and then you leap off onto the other wall, and that's just enough to get a hold on a ledge that you can climb yourself up onto the wall.
I'll follow.
Okay.
Okay. You all eventually make it up on top of the roof.
Uh-huh.
From the roof, you can see all of the port. There's about 6 different ports where ships come in to be received. It's a very large port, and it's all downhill into the sea. And uphill, you can see how the roofs of just a ton of houses. There's some lights on. You see the tavern where you just came from. And in the far distance, there's a very large castle.
Harig, put your light out while we're up here. Thank you. One is best not to be spotted when skulking around on rooftops.
Is there anything in the direction behind the port? People coming, going, lights going out.
You don't see a whole lot. It's just a bunch of rooftops, essentially. It's
Okay.
very hard to see the roads. They're too narrow.
Okay. Well, at least we shouldn't be spotted from behind.
Suddenly, Kittlesworth runs up to you, and he's in a great panic. Travelers, come quick. Something's happened.
How did you get up here?
How'd you know we were up here?
I saw you leave, and I thought you were going to the port. I talked to the drunken, hooded man, and he said that that's where you guys were headed.
God damn it.
Okay, so what's wrong?
There's been a fire.
Okay.
We need your help. Come on.
All right.
I guess. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, you all sprint back to the tavern. It's like a 10-minute sprint. It's not easy. You're all thoroughly exhausted by the time you get there. But to Kittlesworth's dismay, the tavern is already fully engulfed in flames and fire.
What happened?
And there's a
Don't
whole-
think now is the time for this. The place where the beer is on fire. We're helping.
Oh, okay. What can we do?
Give me a bucket.
You hear a multitude of screams coming from around the tavern as someone yells, "It's the faceless ones! The faceless ones! They've torched the tavern!"
I'm gonna. Is the ground like dirt and stuff?
Yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna
it's
start
cobblestone.
trying to like throw mud and dirt and sand onto the fire.
Well, it's more cobblestone.
Okay.
I run over to where I hear the screams coming from. Which way did they go?
Down to the port. They went down to the port.
Sprinting.
And we're
Back.
back to the port. I've had far too much exercise today. Okay. They're getting an axe to the face.
Kittlesworth is kind of standing there, still stunned. He's kind of awestruck.
We'll stop the people who did this and maybe be back. Sorry.
"I'll come with you," says Kittlesworth.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, you all sprint back down to the port, and a ship is in the distance that you didn't see there before, and you see a small canoe rowing up to the ship, and there's a light on it, and you think it's the faceless ones.
That must be them.
Is there another boat? Anything?
I don't.
It's
see,
a port,
there.
of course.
There, there's a small launch down there.
All
You
right.
can get in there. You see a launch down by the port. It's like right next to where the ships usually land, and it's there for emergency situations.
Does anyone know how to make a boat go?
Don't you row it?
Get to the boat, see what's there.
Okay, well, you get into the boat and you see oars. So
All right,
you can definitely
rowing
row.
it is.
I'll row it.
But right as you guys are getting in, the launch that you saw that was going towards the larger ship violently explodes.
Oh.
Well, that's not good. Keep going out to the explosion. We're seeing where this leads.
Are you sure it's a good idea to go near something that just exploded?
Yeah,
Maybe
it already exploded.
maybe it came from the bigger ship.
Well, then we'll figure it out when we get there.
I'm gonna vote explosion.
Fine.
I'm gonna keep
So,
going.
are you guys in the water, or are you still at the port?
We're in the boat
the
and we're
water.
rowing out to the explosion.
You're rowing out to the explosion. Okay. You see behind you more fire. The fire is spreading from the tavern, and it's becoming much more evident that it's a big problem. It's going to take the whole city down if it doesn't stop. And out of the water comes a dark, cloaked figure.
What's up
Well,
with this?
that's new.
Hello?
Don't talk to him.
That's not normal.
It's moving up, and it's going through the port, and it's making its way towards the fire.
Should we row back?
The exploded boat will probably still be there. Yeah, follow the creepy thing that came out of the water.
Okay, you guys start rowing back to the port,
This is getting
and
us nowhere.
as you row towards it, the thing's just making its way up, and it's casting firebolts on nearby houses.
Well, we've found the problem with the fire.
Get it.
Time to get it.
Are we back at port?
You make it
Oi,
back to the
you
port.
ugly bugger! I'ma get you! I'm going to throw a rock that I have in my satchel at it.
Okay, you throw the rock, and it hits the cloth, and it's just a tattered robe. It's hooded, so the hood's up. This hits the cloth, and it's like if you threw a rock at a hanging piece of clothing, it kind of like dents it like that, and then the rock just falls down, and nothing happens.
Well, maybe I got his attention. Go faster, I'm gonna keep yelling at it.
I'm trying.
I'm going to keep yelling at the figure, hoping that I draw its ire away from the town.
It doesn't seem to work.
Alright, get me closer so I can hit it with me axe.
I'm rowing
Are you,
harder.
are you guys
pull out-
still in the boat? Because I'm pretty sure you made it to land.
Oh,
You-
well then.
I pull out a sword. I start charging at it.
That,
Okay.
No.
Okay, you charge at it, and you make it there.
Yeah, I start trying to chop down the cloth.
Okay. Well, you swing at it, and you manage to hit it. But just as a sword would hit, fabric, it just kind of thunks. And the cloth does fly off to the side, but nothing happens. It just comes back. It's
What?
as though nothing is inside the cloth.
Magic.
I should have known. Well, this is gonna be harder than I thought. Keep hitting it with a sword. Maybe you'll stop it or something. Alright, what are we actually going to do about this problem?
I could try and dispel it.
Kittlesworth bars you guys back with his gigantic arms. In case, well, you guys didn't really look at Kittlesworth, but he's a gigantic 6-foot muscly man. He's got crazy muscles.
So Mr. T.
Wow.
Crazy muscles. Yeah, he's huge. He says, back. Back.
Why?
It's a breather.
What?
Breather.
A breather?
I'm not familiar.
I've heard tales. They're from Nis,
Oh god, here we go again.
the land to the north, past the oceans,
Oh.
where the dead go to lie.